You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Nashville After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Nashville After Show.
Woohoo! Yay! It's been a while, but we're finally back.
This is loud.
Sorry, are we loud in your head?
No, it's my headphones.
All right, being as we're doing, and we are here doing Nashville episode 18 called "Take These Chains from My Heart."
Take them off.
And finally, we have been waiting all season for this moment. Rayna finally comes to her senses.
Wow.
Let's talk about that.
She grows some balls, which we've said because in a scene prior where she's with Liam and she's playing like this coy, like silly girl, which I think more now seeing what happens with Deacon later is because she doesn't really want to be with Liam, but she wants to move on, and it's like a vehicle toward that.
It's her just being playful. It's not serious.
Right. I think
it's an outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? You've been married to this man that you don't love for years. Go have fun,
Go
Rayna.
have fun.
Yeah, I think it's forced fun versus real fun.
Oh,
because,
for sure.
And that's why she's like a little bit reluctant, and she's like, I should go, and that's why she decided she's
That's
gonna
why
go.
she went back to.
But then she went to Deacon's, and we've always wanted to see her grow some balls and actually be the one to be like, here it is.
Yeah.
Because he needed that.
She needed to say it.
Well,
Right.
let's go back
Totally. Needed to be
well, let's
her.
go back to how it actually happened.
Oh, wait, who are we?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
I
we have
did
a
it
lot.
again.
Wait, but hold on.
I was
we're
so
just
excited to get into that
Sex
topic
happened.
this time.
Sex happened.
This episode was big, so
Huge.
excuse us for forgetting, but
Yeah. We
Who are
just
we?
jumped right into it. So, hey there, I'm JJ Jurgens.
I'm Whitney Lane.
I'm Jenifer Golden.
and I am Lauren Leonelli.
And now
we're
back to the Rayna kiss.
Sex happened.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about how that transpired.
Right, because you know
I mean, hot.
Stacy's with Deacon the entire tour right
Yeah.
now, so she's kind of chilling, like loving him, knowing who Liam is, which I found very ironic and funny.
Well, because Liam
And
is
she
like,
had no idea who Deacon
Right,
was, which is weird.
But don't
didn't?
you see much better fit between Liam and Stacy and Deacon and Rayna than
Totally.
no,
the
because
opposites?
Stacey is too sweet and Liam is bad
Oh
for
no,
wait, wait.
she likes the bad boys. I,
I
can
like
see it.
Liam. Liam's not bad.
I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying he's too edgy for
He's a little
Stacey.
edgy.
You know who I actually like Stacy with? Teddy. I would pick those two together.
Totally.
Yes, because she's not crazy,
Yeah.
and Peggy is.
All this
Yeah.
incest.
And Teddy is still like, I like him, you
They're
know?
both kind of square, like, yeah.
They just want love and to be loved.
Yeah.
She doesn't really want it that much.
What?
I think she does. I think she wants a
Don't
balance
look,
from.
You don't like her because she's with your man.
Correct.
No, mine.
My man.
Mine.
I don't like her with Deacon either. I agree. I totally agree with you.
They
I think
don't
she's
fit.
too bland
I
for
like them
him.
together.
Look, they're right in a lot of ways, but there's nobody that's ever gonna be. Either he has to
Rayna.
completely let go of Rayna and move on and like move out of
not
Nashville,
happening.
or he needs to do what just happened.
So much
Let's talk
history.
about the build. Let's talk about Bucky walking in and seeing Liam and Rayna.
Oh, all I want to
Kissing.
do is talk about freaking Deacon and Rayna.
Well, I mean,
I have like a hard time with all the other characters.
I'll talk about Liam and Rayna.
Yeah,
I like
fine.
Liam's super cute.
He is, but can I tell you something? Remember that time he like pounced on her and we were all uncomfortable by
it was uncomfortable.
I feel like he's a little bit too eager, and he's playing this edgy character that everybody's like, oh, he's the bad boy and blah blah blah. But then when he's around Rayna, he becomes like schoolboy.
You're right.
he was
I get
too
that.
much.
That
it's a
one
little
time.
weird.
That one time. But in all fairness,
You didn't like his
Deacon-
over-eagerness tonight.
Wait. Deacon did sleep. What did you just say?
You didn't like his over-eagerness tonight. You're like, oh, St. Lucia, too quick.
I said he was coming on too strong, which I
Right.
like to
I
call
totally
cops.
agree.
But
Yeah.
you just sounded like Scarlett. First of all, I couldn't understand anything you were saying. And second of all,
I'm excited.
Deacon slept with Juliet. So sometimes people make mistakes.
Oh, that.
And maybe Liam was a little overzealous in that one part. But I'm saying right now, I really like. I don't know what.
I love
Liam. I think he's very sexy.
Yeah, I like him, and I like that she's having fun for a change. And like she said to her sister,
Tandy said so. Yeah.
And her sister, she said to her sister, "I'm making all the decisions for a change. I'm in control for a change."
Well.
She's not.
I don't know
really
what
ever.
she's talking about because she was always in control of her and Teddy's relationship. She called the shots. She wore the pants. She's what
It's
she
more
said.
of like doing what she feels.
But-
I don't think
but
she's ever
yes,
felt the
that's-
things that she had to
that's
do.
Doing
better
what
way
you
to say
feel
it.
versus doing what you feel is right.
acting on what you feel.
And it was also, I think, that she's been in this marriage for so long, and she's had this history with Deacon. I think Liam was just this like escape to where she's like Tandy's like, have a fling with him. You can go and just
Right.
basically
But then
have
I'm
sex
sure-
with him, but you don't have to like get in a full-on relationship.
But women get to a point, I think, where I don't know. I can say this: you get to a certain age where you don't. It's like dating a guy that you don't really want to be with is like superfluous, kind of. I mean, maybe for her and in the moment of after the divorce, like for a second it was fun, but really, in all actuality, like you get to a certain point where you want to settle down. And I'm not saying she wants to marry Deacon and run off, but like you just
might.
you don't. I mean, she might, but you don't. I don't know. I just feel like that's what you do when you're 20 and you're like, oh, that guy's cute. You don't think about like the longevity or the long run. Like she may have had fun with Liam for like a day and then she comes back. It's like, wait, if I'm going to have a fling or be in a relationship or go there, why would I not do it with
for sure.
Deacon? Because
I don't know that she would have actually gone to St. Lucia. Even had Deacon not said anything,
Right.
I really don't know that she would have committed to that.
And
She
I-
was already thinking, my dad's in the hospital, or he
Right,
just got
right.
out. My
And
kids,
that's
like,
the thing. She had a lot of excuses going where she didn't really want. It was not authentic. She was just putting it
Even
on
when he
because she
tried to-
wanted to like him.
even when he tried to kiss her at when they came out of the room, the dressing room or whatever, and they were kind of where all the bands and people were or whatever, and they were like, he kissed her or tried to kiss her, and she was like, this is my place of work.
If you
It
really
seemed
wanted
like-
it, you would do it.
which I find funny because at the beginning of the episode, Rayna and Deacon are walking off the jet together and holding hands. So it's completely different. It's Deacon and Rayna. It's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm not upset about the fact that they got to, like, it finally happened, because I do believe that, like, when you really love somebody,
Yes.
and I'm sure our viewers out there and listeners out there agree with our love of this relationship probably going back together, that when you really love someone, there's really not much you can do, especially if that person's single in the same place you are. It's different when they have a husband or whatever it is, like obstacles in your way, and
But this is like free, open door.
This is like nothing is stopping you, and you love each other. Let's just all be together.
And I was a little, not gonna lie, I was a little shocked by Rayna's like openness. I mean, it's been up to her the entire time. And
I'm
she
proud
gets,
of her.
I'm glad she did it, but she straight was like, "I love you." I wasn't expecting her to say that. And Deacon's reaction was he's a great actor, I think, and his
Amazing.
genuine like tearful eyes that he was like trying to hold back.
Golly.
I know.
But to take it back even to Deacon just being so honest, like she had to have that. I don't think she would have ever done it without someone being open and honest with her, because she's too afraid of really
took
letting
it back
the
to
guard
the
down.
He
scene.
started it, really.
That took it back to the scene before where she said, "What's going on? What's the problem?" And he said, "You."
That's what she wanted. She needed it. She wanted it. She got it.
She
and
needed
then,
This is what makes me mad about her. Like, I could have been done with her after this episode, because when they had that moment, I was just like, oh, Rayna, enough. Like, he's poured his heart out to you for years,
Right.
and he's always been there for you. Yes, he had his problems with
Your
alcohol.
baby
He had his
daddy.
things, but she's thrown so many things in his face, and that she always like is so reluctant. So when he comes and says, the problem is you, and then she didn't need to say that she was going to St. Lucia with him, you know? She could have just
honest.
said,
It was honest. So
No, she
but no,
she didn't have
that's
to
another
say.
kind of dig at him,
Right.
rub it in his face. Like, she
I
could
see
have
both
just
sides.
said, let's talk about this later, or let's
agree.
whatever.
She could have said,
like,
circumstantially, this doesn't work right in this moment because I'm already committed to going here. But she didn't have to say, you should make things with Stacey work.
yes, she had two.
She didn't have to go that far. She could have been like, listen, this is a really bad time. I'm already committed to this. Like,
Yes.
can we table this?
it's also
Right.
impulsive, though. That happened right when,
In
like,
all fairness, he did kind of put her on the spot. I see both sides 100%, though. I agree.
Yeah.
Like, he kind of put her on the spot a little, and she was like, I don't really, like, she didn't want to just jump in and be like, okay, let's go. I mean, he was with Stacey, and
she
she
doesn't
knew
jump in and just go with anything.
Can we say something and be really honest? If nothing else
honest.
happened in the show, just Rayna and Deacon, this storyline could be the whole thing.
yeah.
Well,
This is what we watch
It
for.
is the main story. It is the main story.
But I don't
want more
care
of it.
about any of our topics. Deacon and Rayna, like when that happened, I was just like, Oh, you sold me.
Finally, and you want longer. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Want to see more of it? Please make it happen.
But that's why they only give you little tidbits because they want to keep. I mean, they've been stringing
and
this
episode
through the
18,
entire season.
we finally.
You mean
see this.
118?
But I think,
Exactly.
Honestly, I
118.
think it was really raw because here he comes and he's saying you. Like, he can't even watch her concert when Liam is singing his songs and he's open to her. Right there in that moment, I don't know that I would just be like, okay, like you think you're in your head.
I
and
get it.
Love
okay, a
is
little
so
bit of
childish.
that.
When you see it, like his reactions were like super like turf related and very much like, meh, that's my song and that's my girl. It's very childish.
But
like,
that's their love that they've had for the past how many years.
Your
Like,
child's
I
nature,
get it.
and you're like, this is my person, comes out when you're in love.
I want to defend him a little bit because that was a song they wrote together.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
she,
agree.
okay, everybody knows you don't want to hear about you dating somebody. You don't want to hear about their ex-girlfriends. You don't want to hear about past, you know? So he's standing there and, you know, having to watch her sing their songs, and she's grinding with the guy in the
But
hips,
you
and they're
also-
close. And
He's also with his new girlfriend.
Stacey, she has to see that too. That's why it's about
Stacey,
time.
that's what I'm saying.
It's about time. that
The
it
real
worked
problem
out.
was when he went back into Stacey went back into the dressing room and was like, "What's going on?" And you know, and she was like, "Do you still have feelings for her?" And he didn't even blink. He was like, "Yes."
I respected that though because he was very honest with her and he did not just like string her along.
I agree.
And she said, "What am I supposed to do this? What are you supposed to do that? You have to walk away gracefully and say, I respect this. You love somebody else, and I'm not going to compete with that."
What do you guys think is going to happen with that? Prediction,
Quick
prematurely,
prediction.
but
with Stacey,
yeah.
It's done.
I think she's done.
But I mean, are they going to have a conversation? Like, what do you think's going to?
I think she knows, don't you?
Yeah.
So
I think
she's
she
just
knows.
gone. She's just gone.
I think she's gone.
Okay.
Think.
I loved it. I thought it was raw. I thought it was honest. I thought we've been waiting for this all season, and it was perfect. I have no negativity towards how that scene played out.
I have a question storyline-wise, like just logistic-wise. This is what, we're 4 episodes away from the season finale?
We have 3 more.
Three more. What are they going to do in these next 3 episodes? Like, there's a reason why they didn't leave us with this in the finale.
Well,
the
they
baby,
showed us
the daughter.
Something's going to go wrong. You know
because
what I'm saying?
in the trailer for next week or the teaser for next week, it said Deacon said to Rayna, "What are you hiding?"
Yeah.
We know.
Right. We obviously know. It's so weird that all these years have gone by and he doesn't know.
Or haven't even an idea at all.
How does he not look at her or like feel a connection? He does obviously feel a
What do
connection.
you think that he's going to say to her when she tells him that's your daughter? Do you think he's going to say,
I think it depends if it gets.
Get out of here.
I think it depends on if it gets picked up for a second season. Then we'll see what
When
happens.
do we know if that happens or not?
Because so it does, then that's just going to draw out the whole Rain and Deacon thing. But if
Huge.
it doesn't, then they better get together and have a happy family
We
because
should-
I will be devastated.
We should know the second, like around May 16th, right? At their upfront.
Yeah, it should be soon. Yeah.
They'll have to announce their fall lineup. So a
Suspense.
couple weeks. I don't think she's going to, or that he's going to take it well. And I think
He shouldn't.
it's,
He doesn't do old lies.
and that's, I mean, come on, that's
understandable?
He's a super honest guy and like very caring about the people in his life. Yes, he may have a past that is quite crazy and tumultuous, but he himself as a human being is very open and loving.
Yeah.
And takes care of people. Clearly he took care of Juliet and her mother.
Right.
On a whim.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that he's going to take this really hard because it's something, you have a child out there in the world that I've kept from you.
Yeah, and she robbed him of, you know, watching her grow up. So many memories that he can never, ever get back.
Do you think he's going to be able? How are they going to recover from that? Because now what's happening is they're bringing them together because they love each other so much, but they're giving now this piece of information that how do you move past from that? How do you forgive somebody for that? This is going to break them back apart again. And that's what I'm saying. There's a reason why they didn't leave us with this at the season finale because we need to see
More.
more.
Yeah.
I don't know. You think love conquers all, especially in like a lot of these country songs. It's all about love and like
You know, there's a
undying
saying,
love.
sometimes love just ain't enough, Jen the Jew.
They do say that, and it makes me sad. So I'm going to cry into my glass and
I just
move
feel
on.
like Deacon can do no wrong.
I love him. I legitimately love
No,
him.
seriously, just
Chip.
the way he handled everything with Juliet, even it's like
He's
this
like a
girl,
dream guy.
walk away. Tell her you need to be out of that band.
He's super mature and a dream guy, and love him, and he got a dog.
And he's a man.
And he got a
man.
dog.
He's a man.
He's a man.
That's a good segue to go ahead and get into the Juliet story a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh man, didn't see. Well, we all saw that coming. Let's be honest.
First of all, I am so okay. Clearly, the mom is not, as crazy as obviously Juliet thought she was for the whole episode, and she was obviously had very valid reasons to be worried about Dante, and all these things were not, they use the alcohol and drug abuse or whatever it was as a cover for her being crazy, but we all knew as audience members, no, something's up with Dante. We've been talking about it, but I will say her feebleness has been bothering me a lot, like her shivering lamb in the corner, as I also called Scarlett in the beginning. I just don't like watching that. It makes me angry. But towards the end, she redeemed herself a little bit because we saw that she was, these were all very real worries and problems. But she was starting to get on my nerves, especially in the last episode and this one, how she was just complaining and needing, very needy. The neediness was bothering me.
It was very competitive between her and Juliet.
Which is
awkward. It's
It's weird. Mother-daughter should never be that way. Obviously, in an ideal world, like you have a wonderful mother-daughter relationship.
But they don't have a mother-daughter
They're both
relationship.
children at this point. They're both children.
Exactly.
They have a lot. They both need to grow up a lot.
Yeah. And we all called Dante, all of us predicted that Dante
They
was
named
trouble.
him Dante for a reason. Dante's Inferno, the crap he started with the whole thing. We all knew it was just a matter of minutes between.
Creepo.
Because he made such a turn so quickly, and we first see him and he's sweet and we all kind of liked him, but then we just knew right away that he had some bad intentions.
By the way, his lady friend
on the plane.
That was
Who was
surprising. That was the real estate
real
lady.
estate
They
lady.
were teamed up together, which I thought the entire time I was like,
I
something's
didn't
going on.
She had the
recognize her.
glasses off and different,
But think about it.
Wait,
He's
stop.
on the phone. Like he answers the phone. He's like, yeah. Oh, she likes it. It's like you could already think
I
something
knew
was
something
going
was
on.
up, but we hosted a show called The Americans where they disguised, and actually Stacy was a character on The Americans. They disguised themselves on the show with like glasses and wigs, and we're like, oh geez, never gonna catch that Russian spy with those glasses. Take them off. Who is she? I swear I did not recognize the real estate agent.
That's because you're very used to the Americans.
They were holding hands.
They were together.
I know they were together, but I didn't know it was the real estate agent. I am sorry. That was really bad on my part. Call in if you also didn't know, because I don't want to be the only one.
Courtney, who calls into the
Courtney.
Americans, call us now.
Courtney, call in if you're watching. And also rate and comment on iTunes if you're online watching us, because it keeps the lights on for us here, and we love to hear what you guys have to say. Keep the conversation going. iTunes is our friend. You are our friends.
YouTube, you guys are really telling us your predictions and agreeing, and one person disagreed, but it's fine too. But mostly agreeing with us about like what we feel. We all called Dante. We knew it.
And also that Lamar might not be Rayna's dad is a good.
That Waddy
is
is probably
Rayna's
her dad.
Oh, that's a very interesting deep.
Right.
Which we didn't see him this time, but Rayna brought him up. So I'm sure in the last 3 episodes.
Caller.
That is something. to think about.
Is this Courtney?
Stop it. Tell me.
Caller on the line with the Nashville AfterBuzz TV After Show.
Oh,
Hi there.
Hi,
Who is this?
Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. Hey, you finally got through, huh, Andrew? Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
So what's up? What did you think about this episode?
Well, I was a bit surprised that they actually had Rayna and what's his face hook
Deacon.
up.
Yeah.
And
How can you not know?
I thought they would have waited until the very end.
That's what I was saying. See, that's what I'm saying, Andrew. I feel like they gave it to us now because they need something to go awry. They didn't leave us with the cliffhanger. That's what I'm saying. What do you think's going to happen?
The cliffhanger for them, I'm not sure about. I think they might use
The kids.
Avery and Juliet as the cliffhanger.
Oh, because we saw that they.
reading a couple of weeks ago that at one of the Comic-Con type festivals that they had mentioned that was a possibility.
Interesting.
Which we kind of saw in the teaser for next week. I think she kissed him on the cheek or something. I saw.
We saw that too.
And Lauren's been calling it actually.
I
That
have.
Avery's swooping in.
I don't know if you've been watching our show, Andrew, but I keep saying Avery, this is an open door for Avery, with Gunnar kind of like being pulled apart from Scarlett with the whole Juliet thing. Don't you think this is kind of an open door for Avery here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Where are you calling from, Andrew?
Edmonton.
Edmonton in Canada?
Yeah.
You sound like a Canadian. Ah.
International caller. Yay!
You're up late.
Love it.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you think this was like your favorite episode this season?
Yeah, one of them.
This episode was a little finale worthy almost, right?
What was your other favorite episode?
The one that did Wrong Song in.
Yeah.
And we all love that song too. It's a good song. How do you like the music, Andrew? Do you like country music?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so is that what turned you on to the show, and now you're just hooked because it's kind of like soap opera-esque?
Well, I heard that Connie Britton was going to be a part of it, and I loved her from Friday Night Lights.
Oh, yes, best show ever.
That's right.
Who's your favorite country music artist?
Blake Shelton.
Oh, me too. Do you watch The Voice? I love it.
His new song, Chew Tobacco, Chew Tobacco, Chew Tobacco, Spit.
Excuse me, what about Doing What She Likes? Doing What She Likes.
Oh my goodness, you girls.
All right, well, what do you want to see happen in the last couple episodes?
Last couple episodes. Well, Peggy getting lost. That's number one.
We agree.
You don't like Peggy, Andrew?
She's cute, but she's super annoying.
Okay. Okay. We see that.
agree.
And the character doesn't really make sense anymore.
Okay.
Get that little mess with Coleman and Tandy and the dad figured out.
Right. That's all a brewing right now.
That's constantly shifting throughout the entire season.
Good point.
Yes.
And then to get the whole love triangle thing figured out, too. So it looks like Avery might be going back with... There's a chance for Avery back with...
Scarlett.
Scarlett.
That's what we think, too. We see that coming, too. So we're glad you're on the same page as us.
But do we want that to happen, or do we think that's going to happen?
The way that Avery's become humble, I wouldn't mind it.
Uh-huh.
And the way that Gunnar's been acting really weird.
You know, Andrew, I have to agree with you on that one. I've been kind of saying that, like, he might have made a couple bad decisions based on, like, really wanting his career to happen, and I could see why he would go down that road. But he's starting from the bottom and working his way up. So I agree with you. I wouldn't mind seeing that, although I'm a little hesitant still.
He needs to earn his trust back.
He just got too desperate to get rich quick.
Totally.
Bailed on
Desperate.
big time.
Yep.
Desperate is the perfect word to describe. That's exactly what happened. Yes, I agree.
Well, we thank you so much for calling in tonight. Hopefully we'll have 3 more episodes. You can call in anytime again. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, please call back. Great to talk to you, Andrew.
Yeah, thanks
Have
for
a great
watching.
night.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Andrew.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Aw, Andrew was nice. We like hearing that all the way in Canada.
Yeah. And he's tried before, and we've had some problems with the phone line, so I'm glad that he got through.
Yay, Andrew.
He agreed with us.
Lots of good stuff.
Yeah.
Never hurts to agree with us.
Yeah, we like that.
Or disagree, whatever.
Whatever.
All right, well, let's finish talking about Juliet a little bit. So she gets snooty with Deacon. Deacon threatens to quit.
She is just way too caught up in Dante.
You
And
know
it's
what?
like, girl, you are just, she really just wants to be loved, and she is
So
looking for it in
desperately.
all
Again,
of the
desperate.
wrong
Desperate is
places.
Desperation should have been the episode name.
And anybody that tells Deacon he's replaceable, I beg to differ.
She's crazy.
I think Whitney might beg to differ.
Cray cray.
Hooray. You know what annoyed me? I mean, look, we've seen Juliet do this through the entire season. Just say things that are harsh and brash and like really complacent and annoying. And for Dante to be there, like behind her as a little henchman, like, like what she said, it was like, ugh, he was so, I mean, that was it for me. That they really pushed it with him in this episode because they were taking him out, and that was about all we could take.
Yeah.
And had they gone on with him another episode, I think we would have been like just turned off. So they really went for it this time, and we were glad to see him go.
Yeah.
Very glad, but also kind of sad to see her like actually love someone, really take it seriously, and then get hurt. Granted, it's a lesson we all need to learn, and she really needs to learn it. But
I have to butt in for a second when her manager or her assistant came in and said, speaking of lessons, that's what drew me to this. She goes, well, you know, what about the house? What are you going to do, Juliet? And she's like, I'm just going to buy it. She's like, no, you don't have to. She's like, no, I need to teach myself a lesson or whatever she said. I'm like, yeah,
I need to remind myself.
I need to remind myself. Yeah,
like buy a good luck charm
I
or
always
something.
buy houses to remind myself of the messing up that I've done. Like what?
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes, though.
By the
The
way,
house that you have to live in, and it's going to completely remind you of him every time.
by the way, Jet, we played a little drinking game.
How many times?
Well,
How many
right in
times?
the beginning.
Oh, something
Wheels
about
up,
yeah,
wheels up. We played a little game here at the AfterBuzz TV studios where we decided if you were of age, which we all are, but only by like a year, that we were going to drink a little sip
22.
of our wine every time they mentioned the word jet or refer to the private jet.
Or
And
saw Deacon.
well, that was Whitney's. And we decided, okay, and I'm going, and I was kind of like off tonight because I was like, oh, they're not even going to talk about the jet. And as soon as I said that, she goes, wheels up.
The episode started with her saying the wheels are up.
About 3 times.
And I was a little bit wrong about, which we'll get into later, Will and Gunnar. We'll get into
talk
that
about
later.
it. But, I mean, man, he took her money and ran.
Take the money and run, huh, Dante?
What a sneak.
And what she said, whatever the money went down for the down payment of the house, but plus $475,000 is
From
missing
her
as well.
account, yeah.
Yeah, and she was just willing to be okay with that.
That's
and
not
like,
okay. Call the cops right
Call the
there.
cops. No, it's fine.
Yeah, like I wanted her to have. I mean, she's so snooty all the time. I mean, I would say teach this boy a lesson. Like,
But
get him. You
she
know,
will,
he
right?
was her pride.
No, the thing though I think for her is he ran away with the money. What's done is done, and she's already had such bad
No,
press.
it was the press. It had nothing to do with that. It was her image.
Fine, maybe that's the case, and it is embarrassing that she got taken for a fool.
Oh, of
And
course.
she's already had such bad press that it's like, I actually think it's mature of her not to put it in the press because who cares when something bad happens to you? Do you put it in the press? And the people that do, let's say they put it on
That's a
Facebook,
lot of
you look
money.
at them and you're like, move on.
I mean, it sounded like it was about $1 million it was taken
Yes.
from her.
Yeah, I'm not saying put it in the press, but I'm saying
you
you
got
would not
money
let
back.
some
Right.
guy walk away with that much of your hard-earned money and some
When he's a waste.
D-bag comes in and
But to her, it's also pennies, probably.
I get what you're saying, especially since her wheels up every 5 effing seconds, which is probably like half of $1 million every time she says that anyway. But point being, I get what you're saying, and she wants to keep it private. But the Juliet that we know, we're like, why are you backing down now?
I don't know that
you
she
know what
will
I mean?
forever, though.
I hope not.
I
I
don't
would like
think
her to
so.
grow up a little bit, though.
Especially since, just to interject for a second, she's getting married after meeting a guy for a week, and she's stealing nail polish. I mean, come on, it's like all of a sudden now he steals $1 million from you, or allegedly about that, we're estimating, and she's just like, it's fine. I need to teach myself a lesson.
But I think she does. I think she does need to
does.
actually reflect upon what her decisions have been. It's not about him. It's about who she lets into her life. Oh, I'm getting so philosophical here. But it is about who she lets into her life. And that's why she said, which I don't think is necessarily correct, but people do things like right after the tail end of something bad happens, I'm never going to trust anyone again. You know, that's the opposite reaction. It's very extreme. But she does need to be more considerate about who she puts in her life, because she did question her mother right away just because of what he said.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm sure she doesn't feel very good about that situation either.
She should feel guilty because she put her mom under the bus.
She did, but you can understand why she might, though, in all
Absolutely.
reality. And I get
The
what you're
history.
saying. For her to just trust some guy that she doesn't know and just take his word, and, you know, he's acting a little shady and being rude to everyone around her, and then she's just like, whatever, Mom, but there's a reason why. I mean,
The history there obviously led her to that. Hopefully now they have a better relationship, which we can probably talk about in predictions, but
Yeah, and she should look at her choices. I mean, obviously, deciding to hook up with your mom's sober counselor is not a mature choice to begin with.
Right.
You know,
No.
so
not
always,
healthy for anyone involved.
Yeah.
well, it looks like she's
definitely makes them
sinking
smarter.
her claws into Avery's, though.
Who knows?
All right.
and starting to drink, which we saw in her.
Which is a
Not
prediction on
gonna
my
be-
part.
right.
So, yeah.
Yep. All right, let's move on and let's talk about Lamar and Tandy and Teddy and Peggy and that whole story.
Lamar, he opened up to Rayna, and I loved it, actually.
I loved it, but I didn't like that he's still, what he learned from his heart attack is nothing, because he essentially then played Tandy against Rayna again.
Correct. But I
We don't
do
need a
like that
favorite.
he's trying to, he realizes a little bit, like, man, I messed up. And now it's time to work on this
now he's
relationship.
messing up on top of that
But
realization.
how nice of her to just be like, okay, you're my dad. Like, I could hold so much resentment towards you, but I am willing to try.
I thought about that in the moment. I was like, you know, if this were some dude that was like her husband that betrayed her, we'd all be like, what are you doing? But it's different when it's a parent, obviously.
And a heart attack.
And a heart attack, and I get it. But yeah, I mean, and also we've seen Lamar in the worst light on this show, so we're kind of like, really? But it was still a nice moment. We need that with him. I mean, we can't see Juliet always being a bitch. We can't see, you know, we can't see Deacon always getting walked all over. He's got to stand up for himself. You know, Avery's coming back and swooping in and whatever. So we have to see everyone in a different light. And I feel like this is a nice time to see Lamar having that sensitive moment and that vulnerability. Otherwise, we won't pay attention to him
Well,
anymore.
even to learn his like backstory though, and why he is the way he is. I mean, it really helps you understand him and what he's going through.
Yeah, I think, and I loved how he had all the clippings. He's like, you know, maybe I didn't agree with your choices, but I followed it your whole career.
proud of
And then he
you,
had all that. Yeah, so
Which I think was
love the moment.
Yeah, she was very disarmed, I'm sure, by that too, because she thought that he hated her. So to see that, I'm sure.
But you're completely correct. He should have never played the sisters against each
So
other and said,
manipulative.
Rayna was the one holding my hand. Yeah, because you've been there the whole time and she wanted to give you a break, Tandy. So
Exactly.
I hope that they do not kind of separate from that, because they're like living together right now, bonding, having wine, and not getting in trouble is what Rayna said. It's kind of like,
it's cute.
They had the sisterly bond, so let's keep it.
Which I was a little like taken back at first, because they had some tension there, because you know Tandy was always kind of siding with Lamar, and there was that tension there between Lamar and Rayna, and now it's kind of nice to see. I mean, it just goes to show you that you can't. It's harder to hold grudges, I think, with family.
Oh, for sure.
Just in general, not always, but just in general, because you know they've both done some kind of weird things to her, and she sort of let them back in. Rayna, meaning she, and I feel like it's kind of nice to see that, because then you can bring that bond back together and watch that possibly flourish into something else. Except for now, we're seeing Tandy kind of side with Coleman.
That's what I was going to say. What do you think that's all about?
Interesting.
Is she getting back at Lamar?
I think she's trying to get back on her dad's good graces.
Yes.
You think that's what it is?
She's trying to manipulate the situation so her dad has more things going for him.
I mean, look, if you feel like you've been accepted so much by this father that is a hard outer exterior shell that doesn't just love everyone, including one of his other daughters, and that's who's giving you all your love and affection, and then he takes it away, you're gonna, it's like survival of the fittest. Like, okay, what am I gonna do now?
They have to do things for him in order to be loved.
Yeah. I need to watch that part again, though, because I kind of thought
the other way.
I thought she was turning and going to be vindictive against him.
I completely thought that.
Yeah.
Because I see.
Why?
Well, because you can see, I see your point completely, because I would say that would make sense for her to do that. But for some reason, I just thought, when she first sat down with Coleman at dinner, she was saying something like, let's kind of change, you know, give someone else the reins at this point. And I'm thinking, is she trying to step up and be that, you know,
that's what I thought. She was trying to align with him, and that's why she was kind of giving him the dirt with Coleman and giving Coleman the dirt on Teddy,
so they come together.
So then they could be the new power figures.
Teddy, Lamar out of the way.
Very viable.
It could go either way.
I agree.
I agree.
It could totally do. Okay, that's a good point.
So we'll have to see what that. Yeah, but I thought the exact same, because at first it was like, you get both sides now, you know, because it's like she loves her dad, she wants to be in that, but at some point, does she not get sick of always being that right hand?
And he did say, "This is my company, not yours." So
and so then she's like, "Okay, well, f you then."
Well, at
now
some point, I'm going to do something on my own and not just follow in my father's footsteps.
And
that's
Rayna has her own career. Tandy has her father's.
Right, exactly. She doesn't want to ride on his coattails anymore. She wants to do it. Yeah,
which is great.
I agree.
We'll see what happens.
That could happen. That could happen.
So since you talked about Teddy, let's talk. We finally see him kind of stepping up tonight too, and having a little bit of attitude with Peggy.
Well, yeah, Peggy. It's hard for me. I feel bad for Peggy, and I want to just.
I don't.
I do. I feel bad for her in the sense a little bit, because look, I think she really does love him, and I think, you know, there's characters in the show that love other characters unconditionally, no matter what they do or say.
That's
I feel like she does. She loves him. She probably always has. And I do believe what she said when he confronted her about leaking the divorce. I believe that that was the truth, and she felt bad about telling him about Lamar trying to get the baseball park, and I don't know. I just I see where she's coming from. I mean, she probably hasn't made the best decisions because they were rash and she did it for
very
love.
Selfish. They're all selfish.
Right.
They're all about her saving face,
but
really.
Yeah, but I feel like it's more over just because she really just wants him to love her back, and she just made.
But that's also
decisions.
an ego thing, because if she loved him, she would have said, "This happened."
Right. I think she's afraid of losing him. She's always
she was afraid that she was going to upset him, and that her involvement, even if it was a little bit on the outer rim in that realm, was...
Which was where it comes back to her being selfish and thinking about herself and making sure this relationship works out, and about saving face when it comes to Teddy kind of judging her for what she's done. Like, she knew she would lose him had she told him this.
Right.
Plus, she looks crazy.
She's not the most stable.
I know, but
she looks
bad.
Crazy. I mean, if she didn't overdose and she didn't do all these other things, and she wasn't like a shivering lamb, like you always say.
I know.
And she didn't report...
I called Scarlett the shivering lamb, to be fair.
Well, now there's several other people that are following suit. So if Peggy wasn't named Peggy for whatever reason, that just sounds like her. Right. She's like a me, like a meep. She's literally a meep. All she does is care about Teddy so much. Peggy and Teddy, those two names just don't go together. Also, first of all, that's just not good. But the whole time we've just seen her obsess.
Yeah, we have.
We've called her a bunny boiler from the start, and it's because I can smell crazy.
Yeah.
So nobody say takes one to know one. I'll kill you.
I wasn't gonna say that.
Good, but no, she really has had this crazy thing because she's been obsessed. It's never really been a genuine
borderline
love.
obsession. Yeah. It is. It's
if it were a genuine love, she would have cared about what would have happened to him.
Yeah. But she also covered his ass in the whole Cumberland deal thing. So that wasn't a selfish choice. She put her butt on the line for that.
Well,
she did
also
the Cumberland
wanted to
deal,
be with him, so she's thinking about herself in the future.
Oh, please, you're just spinning it like that. You could do all of it. I mean, look, Rayna was selfish for years and years and years and years with Teddy. And she's selfish with Deacon, not telling him about I mean, come on.
No, I'm not saying she doesn't deserve love. I think that's what she wants deep down. And I think she just makes choices that make us all judge her.
Choices. Just like Avery. Avery has made some bad choices because some people have a little bit lower self-esteem or a little bit higher level of desperation, but it just gets the best of them at some points, and then they, we'll see if she can redeem herself. I don't know that she can, but it looks like she's trying to, at least.
We'll see more of Peggy, I'm
we'll
sure.
see more.
I hope we don't. Well, but also, I mean, I think it really boils down to, and we're seeing this across the board with all the characters who everybody's made bad decisions. And we could start with Deacon, who had an alcohol problem and a drug addiction, but we love him. We love him because he's turned around.
See that though, you know what I mean?
We haven't seen him at his worst, so it's easy to
They've conveniently left that part of the story silent to us, but only through hearsay and recognition.
Yeah, we don't see flashbacks or anything.
It's different.
But nobody in their lifetime is perfect.
I am.
Okay, well, except for you. You are perfect, so we'll give you that.
No, they're all normal people. These are people, everyone goes through it, and that's what it is.
Nobody's 100% selfless. So you have to sort of dwindle down to their intention. Avery's intention is not to hurt Scarlett, but it's to make him better. Or make him more successful. It's not to hurt Scarlett. It happens along the way. Can we blame him for it? I mean, he did really crappy things.
Should he have chosen to do that? Probably not, but he did. And so let's move forward, and he is. He's doing much better.
Right, and we also shouldn't dislike Gunnar for the choices he's making, because he also is insecure and doesn't know his own path.
I don't, though.
Let's talk about Gunnar.
Let's talk about Gunnar. His path is clearly...
He's going through a lot.
What is... okay, I am sorry, but this whole thing of you didn't have to tell Rayna that you wanted to give me a shot with you.
Off.
I mean, why on earth would you be mad at somebody for doing that?
I think it's a pride thing, and again,
but it's
men have a really hard time with women being more successful, and then he's having this whole liberation thing going on where he's trying to find himself via will, which is also another issue.
I still don't think he's dealt with his brother's death.
Yeah,
he hasn't.
Obviously not.
There's a lot going on where if you actually go to bare bones of it, is that he doesn't know himself. So he's lashing out at all the people trying to help him find himself versus him actually finding himself.
Well, I've been saying all along that something is going to go on so that Gunnar will be pushed to the side and the door will open and enter Avery. And that's clearly what's going on. But I feel like, yeah, Gunnar has definitely not dealt with his brother's death. And I just thought that was real weird that he was like, why would you say that to Rayna? I mean,
it was very annoying.
Yeah, and especially after we had the scene before where he apologized to her for not showing up and being drunk. Yeah. So it's like once you apologize for that, then it's like, okay, you get a second chance. You'd think he would be ready to like, okay, yeah, let's see what this. And by the way, thanks for doing this.
He kind of left her high and dry in a huge moment in her life, and he's like acting like now she's done something wrong for helping him make that wrong right. That's weird to me.
He also comes off of a night where he's out there performing and feeling liberated with Will and girls coming up to him, and then he's like, oh, Scarlett trying to help me out. I don't know. He just like, he definitely isn't handling things well, but I think he does feel like I can do this on my own if I need to.
Well, he's wrong.
Yes.
And so Will. Let's talk about that for a second.
Big moment for all of us tonight.
First of all, I will say this. I like that they brought this into the show because I think that this is a topic that is very pertinent.
Couldn't you have called it a little bit from the beginning, though? Just for the way he acts.
No, I don't know that I called it. I knew that something was bad about Will. Not bad in the sense that now, obviously, he just likes men, but like...
That's not bad.
No, I thought that he had bad intentions. Like, that he wanted to separate Gunnar and Scarlett for, like, his own personal gain in terms of, like, his career, maybe latching on to Scarlett, writing songs with her.
I thought so, too. There was definitely him trying to drive a wedge in between Gunnar and Scarlett. For sure. Now, whether that was, now we're finding out a sexual reason or just for personal career reasons or maybe both, but there was definite wedge on his part that he was trying to drive in. I will say, I like that they brought this into the good old boys territory, the homosexuality and the thought of it and people maybe dealing with that. And I think that there's certain realms of, you know, we've been seeing a lot of this in the media lately with a lot of gay athletes coming out and with, you know, I think a lot of gay R&B or rapper artists that where you don't feel like you see a lot of that happening. And I think probably the country music industry is that way. And I like seeing that they're bringing that in. But
how he did it, I don't necessarily appreciate.
Why not? Guys do that.
We totally got
it.
Wait, why not though? Guys do stuff like that all the time.
Well, because he has a girlfriend.
Well, he knew this all along. He knew what he was doing. He was trying to step on these.
I just think when anybody messes with anybody else's relationship is a no-no, regardless.
Well, okay, yes.
It's like you see that this person's with somebody else. It's also a female. It's not like you just shouldn't go between anybody's relationship. And also, if somebody has a girlfriend, they like women for what you know right now.
Well, not
necessarily.
For what Gunner's asking about, he's saying, "How do you hit on all these women? Tell me, teach me your ways. Let me teach you."
He wasn't saying
Gunnar wasn't hinting at liking men.
Hold on, Gunnar
wasn't.
Gunnar was not asking how do you hit on these women. He's asking like how do you have that swag,
confidence,
but
confidence.
How do you get all these women basically looking at you and wanting you?
Right.
And he showed him somehow he did it very well.
Well, clearly gay men
because he didn't care.
Right.
I'm just saying I like that they brought it in. It's a real subject. It's real and I like it. I did not, I don't know what was wrong with me, but I kept saying I did feel uncomfortable, just like, not because they're two men, because I'm not uncomfortable about that, but because, anytime, I mean, there's been, even with Liam and Rayna, there's been,
a pounce.
There was uncomfortable situation. They were close on the couch, and everyone in the room, as we were watching for you viewers and listeners at home, they're all going, something, are they gonna, what's happening?
They were sitting extremely close.
Nervous. Yeah. And I kept saying, no, it's just the camera angle. They just need to be close for the camera angle.
We both were like, no, guys,
he's going in for a kiss.
And when he did, let me tell you, we all screamed.
Pandemonium.
Like, we screamed. It was because it was so unexpected. Again, not because it's two men, but I did. Oh, well, you guys kind of called it coming, but
it was also because it felt like an attack versus something that was organic.
Well, yeah,
that's what was uncomfortable about it. Who cares who makes out with who?
And we did say that about like Rayna and Liam.
Right.
Like it's uncomfortable when that. Someone feels like they're not on the same page.
I think there's we've had a lot of moments like we kind of saw this building with them last episode, and then like in this one he pulls up on the bike, and for a second we think that he's gonna get on the back of the motorcycle with them.
There's always,
duo. Yeah, there's always strange little.
There were hints, and then when they're sitting that close on the couch,
in retrospect,
that's when you know.
Yeah, I mean, you had the guitar here. Anybody would just put the guitar on the ground and sit separate on the couch.
You just would.
To
be honest, I was happy that Gunnar Gunnar had a friend, because I felt like it was the Scarlet show for a while.
Totally.
And then he got this friend, and yes, we didn't feel he had good intentions because we just felt there was something wrong about this guy. You know, you knew from the start he had bad intentions. But Gunnar had some fun, and he was, you know, doing all these things that were out of his comfort zone. The weird train and truck thing was uncomfortable and like scary, and I don't think we need to go that far. But getting Gunnar to do things that were for Gunnar almost felt like relieving.
Where do you think that's going to go now, though? Because now he's feeling this liberation from Will and his, like, you know, whatever, his advice or whatever. Where do you think
you saw his reaction?
Well, yeah, you saw his reaction. So where do you think now he's...
In terms of Scarlet?
That's what I'm saying. When he goes back to Scarlet, do you think he's going to say, look, I'll take you up on that Rayna offer? Or...
I don't know, maybe.
I think he's rebellious right now. He did say to Will, I don't know how to fix it. And I think that there's going to be some tension there, but I don't think he's going to think he's going to lose her. I think he's trying to work through it while living together in the relationship, while she's already going to be off on her own, or he's going to be playing these shows and end up hooking up with a girl. These are all predictions.
I could totally see him, though, pulling back for that security after this whole situation, just because you saw how he reacted. He was like, get out, get out. And Will, like, was freaking out, but I could totally see him just going a 180 again, kind of like, all these crazy things are happening in my life that I didn't ask for, like a death, this guy kissing me. He could totally just pull back and say, Scarlet, you're my rock. I've seen it. I need to be with you.
Oh, so you think he's going to go back full force with Scarlet?
He very well could and be.
I don't know, though. I think there's got to be an open door for Avery, although we did see Juliet and Avery, so...
Well, also, Gunnar might be jealous of her friendship with Avery after the fact of all the things that have gone on. And she might take him in because she is that person that she would be like, here, come, I'll help you. Like, we can be friends now. You're turning a new leaf. I believe you're a good person deep down.
Except she wouldn't say it that clearly.
Avery and Gunnar's relationship has taken strides as well. He said, great song up there. You're doing really well. I mean, they are okay a little bit.
Yeah.
But they have a rivalry still.
Oh, always. You're always going to over a girl like that. I mean, when it took that. But still, he's trying. Avery's trying. So, you know, I don't really know where Avery's going to fit in.
Did you just say Avery's trying? Look at her, and then she made a face
to say it.
Whitney.
She just threw up in her mouth.
She did. Threw up in her
Earlier
mouth.
she said you wanted to rub your hands through his hair, though. I thought you loved his hair tonight.
So nice.
I did not like his hair, but I do.
The worst people.
He's got to get rid of this for me. I can't do it.
I like Liam's hair and Liam's dimple.
So we all have a crush. Just don't step on mine.
Hey, I'm fighting for him.
I have been in love.
Both have a crush.
I've legitimately been in love with Deacon since day one, so we're clear.
You guys don't know that he's on a Disney Channel show that I also watch on Jessie. Oh, I told you about that.
He did. And wasn't he also in comedy?
Yeah, he was on Whose Line Is It?
And Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah.
I think we're obsessed, so we know.
All right. Any topics, you guys, anything else you want to throw in before we wrap it up?
Oh,
I think we got lots to look forward to in the next 3 weeks.
I think we do.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and hit news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Just a few things for you guys. So Peggy, her real life husband,
Brad Paisley.
Love him.
What's going on with him and that little rap song?
He is going to, no, tell me about it. He is actually going to play himself. He's going to do a cameo appearance on the season finale of Nashville.
Nice.
Now, he was very worried about doing this because he said, you know, he doesn't know about sharing the spotlight, especially when his wife is acting as someone else.
Oh,
He does, no, but I mean, you know, you think about it, if you're sharing in the same show and it's like this woman that you know so well is playing this completely different character, maybe it's just weird.
Yeah,
You'd rather watch it on TV. But I think they talked him into it, and he's going to be performing with Rayna and Deacon on the season finale. So I love Brad Paisley, so it'll be great. Let's see what else. Oh, speaking of, we don't know what the season finale is going to hold, but Nashville's going out with a bang, literally. In terms of, they really sent out a letter to all the local residents. They're going to be doing some special effect that will create some sort of like loud explosion, and they said they usually allow passerbys to come up and watch the show, but it will not be safe for this situation. So something crazy is about to go down.
They're going to blow up the baseball field.
Will it not be safe, or will they just not want spoilers?
No, I think that that's really just, it's going to be an explosion. They want their local residents to be safe and not be walking around just in case.
Maybe it's a Super Bowl show.
You know, any special effect could go crazy. Right. So hopefully. And lastly, they just had the White House Correspondents' Dinner. We talked a little bit about that, and both Hayden and Connie Britton were there. But Connie was asked about doing a Friday Night Lights movie, which we just kind of talked about with Andrew there, Friday Night Lights, best show ever. But she was like, she would love to do it. They just don't know if it's in the works yet, but looking forward to that.
Well, I think Connie can make it happen.
Oh,
if she
for
wants
sure.
to.
I think it's just
Producer
timing for
Connie.
all of those great stars. So that is all the news and gossip I got for you guys today.
All right, great. Well, then let's go into predictions.
Shoo. Let's do it.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Predictions.
All right, who wants to go first?
I have a little something, which I mentioned, because we were like, what, Juliet's just going to let him get away with it? It's not going to happen. I think it'll come back around to where she, like, gets back at Dante at some point. That cannot be the end of Dante.
The plane will go down. Just kidding. I don't think that's going to be the case, but, like, something must happen.
Right,
You know,
something should happen.
She's got to get her like, fiery attitude back a little bit when it comes to that stuff.
He also may just get caught, like, randomly.
Hopefully.
Doing something else,
Yeah.
and then we'll find out about it in the press, and then it'll be like her satisfaction, vindication, whatever.
What about her and her mom? I think they're going to reconcile and be closer than ever, by the way.
They both do a lot of apologizing, and I think that's going to happen.
That was one of my, I think when she starts drinking, when she goes
The
over
mom's
the edge,
gonna come to
then that's
her.
going to be there.
Yeah.
They come
Where they come
together
together.
and have to kind of work on it together.
Meanwhile, I
can see
don't think
that.
she's going to be an alcoholic. I think she's just out of control. It's not just, it just doesn't happen.
I think she's going to do something
Drastic.
big, though, when she is out of control, though,
Yeah.
and that's what's going to lead her and her mom together.
I'm
then.
going to jump on the back of that one and say, I think that Jolene's going to kind of come to her rescue because something's going to spin out of control. And I think that for sure Deacon is going to find out about Maddie and he's going to lose it, and it's going to drive a wedge in between them. Just when we think we're seeing them happy together, it's going to drive a wedge, and the season finale is going to
It's so frustrating.
Do we think that Peggy, we've been talking about this a lot, about Peggy releasing information. Do we think Peggy is going to do something to sabotage Teddy for cutting her loose?
Yes, the Cumberland. Oh, that would be great. Cumberland deal. Coleman steps in because he already knows about it.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's Coleman that did it, but really it was Peggy getting back at Teddy. Sorry, I just went crazy.
I don't know about that.
She just rewrote the story.
But you never know. I could totally see that. I mean, she's done it many times.
Yeah.
Oh, that Peggy.
Yeah.
Well, we shall see. All right, well, that's it for tonight. Where can we find everybody at?
I'm Lauren Leonelli. You can find me at Lauren Leonelli on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
Keep going.
My website and Vine. Whitney.
Vine, we've got a new one.
We do.
Vine is amazing. I don't know if you've seen it, but it is amazing.
obsessed.
And you can find me, Jenifer Golden, at Jen the Jew on Twitter and Instagram. JeniferGolden.com is my website. I'm also on Vine, at Jen the Jew, and on Facebook, Jenifer Golden.
Goodness. And I'm at Whitney Lane 1118 on Twitter. My website's whitney-lane.com. I've got all that Instagram stuff as well. Whitney Lane. There you go.
And I'm at JJ Jurgens and at jjjurgens.com. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.